Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. All right, so while we're giving you information on the shop gate, thank you, Ruffin. This is campaign season for re-election of TWU officers. So we're here to ask you for your vote. We're here for you to let you know that we are asking you for your vote. All right? Because we believe in what we do for you, and we believe that you acknowledge and see what we're doing. Now, first and foremost, there was a pick stoppage. So we have a pick stoppage and the importance of protecting your pick rights. All right, now, leading up to pick stoppage, we had a grievance that was filed on picking in your restriction. Everybody understand that? Everybody remember that so far? Picking in your restriction? So that was something that was filed on the Brooklyn side of the house. It sweeps us into it because we're all the Department of Buses. So we lost that decision. So now, if you're not full work, full 19A status, when it's time to pick, you have to pick in the restriction that they gave you at the MAC Center. Now, last week, Monday, at 6:57 p.m., there was a gentleman who was scheduled to pick, but he was FFD. They tried to get that person not to pick because the MAC Center gave him a restricted duty because he had an accident with injuries and he was found to have cough syrup in his system, in which he cleared that all up because his doctor wrote the prescription. So we felt that that person was supposed to be able to pick. So that's why we had stopped the pick. I'm sure y'all have seen it on social media, if you heard it from the reps in the building. So that's what our job is. Our job is to fight for you, no matter what. We protect your seniority, we protect your pick. All of that is all included in protection. Why are we the choice for re-election? The number one choice is we fought for and won the restoration of the 12 jobs in Manhattanville Depot on the M4, which affects seniority across Mapstola. So that was a huge win for us and for y'all. Number two, we fought back and we continue to fight back against management's abuse. This is what we do. This is what we're here for. Whenever you guys is out there getting abused and getting it up the rear, you got to bring it to us so we can give it to management up the rear by any means necessary. We fought for and defeated management's attempts to fill open work in Tuskegee with foreign depots. Now, a lot of y'all may not have known that was going on, but your chairman knew that they tried to do that shit. All right? We stopped it, dead in its tracks. What they wanted to do is because you had an availability problem in this depot, they had wanted Quill, Manhattanville, or any other depot in the Manhattan Division to come and fill the overtime in this depot, and I wouldn't allow it. We wouldn't allow it. All right? We fought for and won safety changes in traffic checking. Traffic checking belongs to our division. All right? Those are the people that come at times and measure the temperature on your bus, check the wheelchair, and things like that, maybe doing little what they call PES surveys. We represent them. So we fought and we defend rights over there for them. We fought in traffic checking, again, we fought and defeated discrimination in traffic checking. Now, what happens over there is, if you go for an investigation, you're supposed to be automatically paid for any investigation that you go to. I learned that they tried not to pay those people, and when I learned it, we changed that up right away and back paid them. All right? We created and we maintained the Mapstola Facebook page, along with the divisional newsletter. Now, the divisional newsletter is a one-pager. When there's some important information to come out, you'll see a one-pager that come out to make sure that we can get the information out to everybody. As a matter of fact, for those of you who's been around long enough, I'm the creator of the Manhattanville Challenger. All right, that's a news publication that we did since 2002. Right? When I became part of the division, When I became part of the division, we changed that name over to the Manhattan Division Challenger. So this is what you'll see. You'll see little publications that go around. Some of you guys who was in Manhattanville back in the day with me, y'all know what it was, and y'all know that was a big fight back publication. Ain't nothing changed. It's just on a higher level. Basically, what I'm here to tell you, and this is real talk to all of y'all listening. Y'all see the Facebook drama. Y'all see y'all see whomever's out there putting it out there on Facebook. Let me tell you something. I was reporting to the memberships way before Facebook, which makes me the only person running in these elections to do it first. All right? I didn't heard them say, yo, I'm biting this, I'm biting that. No, son, I did it first. All right? We fought for, and we continue to fight and maintain Mapstone's pick rights. My opponent does not have my record, however, and this is huge because there's an effect that's going on right now in this particular depot. All right? My opponent has insulted and spread lies about 3 different women, one of them out of this depot, who they're sleeping with, people they're sleeping with. All right? When you see that individual come around and campaign and ask for your vote, ask them why they're throwing your sister under the bus. This is real talk. This is not slander. Okay? We're battle tested. We fight the boss. My opponent has been in the boss's office to tell. I call that snitching. We would never snitch on you. Every moment in our lives is a teaching moment. We must capitalize on mistakes and read everything. That means everything we put out there should be read.
No, I don't think so.
The closer you are to the source, the higher you are, the higher your property value. And that's basically my message for you guys today, because what we're saying to you is straight from the heart. It ain't never been no other way. We do this job, it's 24/7 for us. We can go home, we can get on the bus and we can go home and do a regular tour, but it's not like that for us. If there's an accident, one of us gotta respond, or one of us gotta answer the phone. If these newsletters, they don't get made during our tour. We gotta do these things at home. All right? Facebook, when we're posting and stuff like that stuff is all done at home, so that stuff is all work for you. So we're asking you, vote Stand United, vote the whole entire slate. Thank you very much.
The officers around me are here for a long time. At this point, most of them are going to leave, right? Terrence, for example, how many years you have, Terrence? 25. But with his military time, that's 28, right? So I'm calculating his time in my mind, even though he don't want me to, right? And he's already 55. Or you're gonna be 55, which one? Maybe, I don't know. He's already 55. So his time here is at the end with, right? I can give you many others in here. I have 23, Donna has 24. We're in a fight battle for the group among us, protecting retirement benefits and everything else and all those contract provisions. But the people that's coming up now have to understand it's their time to fight. And in the next couple of years, barring that I win the election, I'm going to be educating a lot of the young people on how to fight for your rights and yourself, because there's a damage it's trying to make upon you. And I mentioned this the last couple of shoppings. I'm going to continue to mention to you as I go into the agenda that you have to fight these things. They don't just come about just like that, tier 6, tier 4, tier 1. Everybody had to fight. And there's a plot to destroy the union, which is a plot to destroy your civil rights, right? It's very closely the same mimicking. And if you attended the OA Gala the other night, you kind of heard me speak about that for 2 minutes or so, trying to get into your mind. So I'm telling you that the only way to win these fights, we've won some of them, you have to keep fighting. And if you quit fighting, you're going to lose altogether. You're not going to win every battle you fight. That's impossible. And if somebody say they're going to win the election and go in the boss office and beat them up and we're gonna do jump on top of the tables, get what you want, you're out of your mind, right? The only way you win a game is with this, right? Your brain has to be able to calculate really fast, and you have to be on your P's and Q's. I remember playing dominoes just now, and I was joking with you, right? He asked me a question, and I lied to him, right? Straight up, I lied to him. Why? Because I want to win, right? So if I'm going to go to a manager and tell him my whole game plan, then I'm a moron at minimum, right? You have to have some integrity, of course. I have to play the game with the rules, right? And I have integrity. You can't go to the manager and say, fuck you, blah, 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 and the next day you go, can you please save this guy's job? It doesn't work like that. You have to have so much experience to do this job, it's not even funny. My position, for example, as vice president, I said, I'm a little hurt by the person who's running against me, and I'm actually putting their fly out there, right? Because no one knows who they are. And the guy who's running against me, he has no experience. He's never been to a union meeting. He's never been to any function, any rallies, anything, any participation. What's disturbing to me about that is if I was to drop dead tomorrow morning, you're all in trouble. Why? Because that person wins by default, and then maybe we have contract negotiations. Who's going to negotiate your contract?
Somebody that don't have no experience.
Huh? You can, and actually you can, because the person who's running against me has no idea what they're doing. Someone told them to run for the position they're gonna run, which is disturbing. So I said, for the young people here, and a lot of the senior people say I'm only focusing young, but I'm explaining to the senior people why I'm focusing young. I have for the next 3 years or more, whatever time I'm here, I have to teach people how to run against me. Do you understand why that is? Why do I have to teach people how to run for office? Huh? I'm at my end. A lot of us is at the end. At the end, it's for my own benefit. Because the person who gets in there that's intelligent enough to negotiate a contract is going to protect my retirement benefits. You got to understand. So the older people might get upset, but at the end of the day, you have to train and teach the young how to develop so they can take this stuff forward. Right? If anybody's sitting here and I tell the reps, I'm not popular among the union reps if you don't know, right? That other night, Donna called me an asshole and gave me an award, right? If you remember that, right? So, because I'm not easy to deal with in a room with the officers, because if they don't represent you, I'm gonna curse at them. If they don't, anybody here who's running for office the next time around that you think they don't represent you properly, don't vote for them. If I don't represent you properly, don't vote for me either. Right? If you feel I don't have your best interest in mind, do not put me in office. The union reps here, whether it's a section in the depot or outside in the division, if they don't have your best interest in mind, don't vote for them. Right? But if they do handle all your benefits and you think they represent you properly, you have to vote for them. You have to, the right is to vote for me or them if they represent you properly. You have to look at your own self-interest.